Welcome back to HornAfrica Insights. This is Crisis Watch, your window into the crises shaping the Horn of Africa. I'm your host, and today we confront a tragedy unfolding in Sudan. Right now, civilians in El Fasher, Darfur, are trapped under a brutal siege by the Rapid Support Forces, RSF, a group the United States has declared guilty of genocide. Just days ago, RSF drones killed 8 people hiding in a bunker, desperate for safety. Families are starving, hospitals lie in ruins, and over 3,200 people have fled displacement camps in terror. This isn't just a war, it's the climax of a 70-year cycle of betrayal, where Sudan's dreams of democracy have been crushed by military power. From independence in 1956 to today's bloodshed, Sudan's history of coups has fueled division, empowered warlords, and led to the genocide we're witnessing now. Today we'll uncover how this cycle began, why it persists, and what it means for Sudan's future. Sudan's turmoil is rooted in a relentless cycle of military coups. Since gaining independence in 1956, the country has faced over 15 coup attempts, both successful and failed, each destabilizing its political landscape. While many plots were thwarted, they fueled a culture of mistrust and division, shaping Sudan's fractured present. 5 milestone coups stand out for their lasting impact. In 1958, General Ibrahim Aboud seized power, crushing Sudan's first democratic experiment just 2 years after independence. In 1969, Colonel Jafar Numeri took control, ruling for 16 years and deepening military dominance. In 1985, Field Marshal Abdel Rahman Swar al-Dahab ousted Numeri amid mass protests, briefly raising hopes for democracy. In 1989, Omar al-Bashir's coup toppled a fragile civilian government, locking Sudan under his 30-year dictatorship. Finally, in 2019, mass protests forced Bashir's removal, but the military, led by Generals Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, betrayed democratic promises, setting the stage for today's war. Each coup promised stability but delivered control, paving the way for Sudan's descent into chaos. These failed coups, like those in 1971 and 1990, left deep scars. In 1971, Major Hashem al-Atta's communist-backed plot briefly ousted Numeri, only to collapse within days, leading to executions and purges that silenced dissent. In 1990, retired officers targeting Bashir's new regime were crushed, reinforcing his iron grip. These failures fueled a cycle of fear and repression, eroding civilian trust and empowering military elites, a pattern that haunts Sudan today. Omar al-Bashir's 1989 coup reshaped Sudan, but his biggest mistake was empowering a rival. To counter the Sudanese Armed Forces, SAF, Bashir turned to Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, known as Hemedti, a warlord from Darfur's resource-rich west. Hemedti led the Janjaweed militias in Darfur's 2003 genocide, targeting non-Arab groups like the Fur and Masalit, killing 300,000 and displacing 2.7 million. Bashir gave Hemedti control over Darfur's gold mines, which by 2017 accounted for 40% of Sudan's exports, funneled through Hemedti's Al Junaid company to the UAE. The 2003 Darfur genocide wasn't just a tragedy, It reshaped Sudan's power dynamics. Bashir's backing of Hemedti's Janjaweed entrenched ethnic divisions. As non-Arab communities face systematic slaughter, the International Criminal Court issued warrants for Bashir and his allies, isolating Sudan globally. Yet, Hemedti's control over Darfur's resources grew unchecked, giving him the wealth and influence to challenge the state he once served. In 2013, Bashir formalized the Janjaweed into the Rapid Support Forces, RSF, a second army to balance SAF power. But Hemedti's RSF grew stronger, backed by Russia's Wagner Group and UAE weapons. Bashir created his own destroyer, setting the stage for betrayal. In 2019, Sudan's streets erupted with hope. Mass protests forced Omar al-Bashir's ouster, led by two generals, Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, the SAF's career soldier, and Hemedti, the RSF warlord. They promised a civilian-led transition, but their alliance was a facade. The Transitional Sovereignty Council placed Burhan as head and Hemedti as deputy, with civilian Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok as a figurehead. By October 2021, their rivalry sparked a coup, dissolving the civilian government. Hamdok resigned in 2022, stating, "I cannot continue in this environment." The fatal disagreement? Burhan demanded RSF integration into the SAF within 2 years. Hemedti wanted 10. This sparked war on April 15, 2023, when RSF attacked SAF bases in Khartoum, turning allies into enemies. The 2021 coup crushed Sudan's democratic hopes. Burhan and Hemedti's power grab sparked nationwide protests, with security forces killing over 40 civilians in Khartoum alone. The international community condemned the coup, suspending aid and deepening Sudan's economic crisis. This betrayal not only sidelined civilians, but also intensified the generals' rivalry, pushing Sudan toward an inevitable clash.
Today is targeting Sudan's only functioning airport, an electricity station and oil terminals. Sudan has never seen anything like this.
Today, Sudan's civil war rages in Darfur, where the RSF controls all but El Fasher, North Darfur's capital. Home to 1.5 million, El Fasher is under siege, with famine declared in Zamzam camp.
RSF paramilitary group attacked the village of Wad al-Nura in Al Jazeera state south of Khartoum.
RSF fighters enter the Zamzam camp in western Sudan after a 4-day assault.
Civilians were killed en masse when paramilitary fighters stormed the village of Garfa.
Since April 2023, the RSF, led by Hemedti, has targeted non-Arab communities like the Masalit, echoing the 2003 genocide. The US declared RSF actions genocide in January 2025, citing 10,000 to 15,000 deaths in El Geneina alone. In April 2025, RSF attacks on Abu Shuk camp killed dozens, including children, and destroyed medical facilities.
In the current situation, we are seeing a progressive catastrophic situation unfolding.
Satellite imagery shows burned villages with 3,200 fleeing. A January 26th drone strike on El Fasher's hospital killed 70, crippling aid. If El Fasher falls, the RSF could control Darfur's gold and land, potentially splitting Sudan. What we're witnessing in El Fasher isn't just a conflict. It's a genocide unfolding in real time, with 11.6 million displaced and regional stability at risk. The RSF's siege tactics and ethnic targeting will shape Sudan's future. Will Darfur become another Rwanda, or can accountability stop the killing? Next week, on Crisis Watch, Ethiopia-Eritrea tensions. Subscribe for unbiased Horn of Africa analysis.